guarantee that what you see is not reality. Never touch your mess up, boy, to make it get a boy. You said it's easy, but in the end you have no choice. And you know, so just the way that
Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to the Mike Smith Film Blog for what I've been watching number... Not 5 or 10, it's 8. I think that's the... No, maybe, yeah, I had it right before. Okay, it's what I've been watching number 8. We're just here to talk about what I've been watching the past couple of weeks. I realized that my uploading has been a bit erratic as of late, and I apologize for that. I meant to post... I saw Margin Call over the weekend. I meant to post a review of that, never had time. I meant to do my community recap, and I just never had time. So what I'm going to do is for this week's community recap, I'm going to do both episodes in one. I probably won't be able to do the Margin Call review, just not enough time in the day. So I apologize for my fluctuating review patterns. I know it affects the lives of many of you. It's probably your chief concern right now, actually. So that's why I haven't been able to... why I haven't been on for a little while. Just not enough time to review stuff. But I'm here now, so we're going to do what I've been watching number 8. My hair is really messed up, isn't it? That's better. Okay, so let's get right at it. The first thing I want to talk about is the 2009 movie Trick or Treat. This is a horror film directed by Michael Dougherty, who is... this is his first directorial feature. He had previously worked on a bunch of Bryan Singer movies. I believe he worked on X-Men 2. I mean, I don't have his page right in front of me. I should do my research. But I know he worked with Bryan Singer on a bunch of his movies, and now this is his first directorial feature produced by Bryan Singer, because I guess they're pretty good friends, I guess. Basically, it's a fun horror movie. It doesn't really try to go much further than that, but it's just a really entertaining, fun movie. It's basically, I think 4 different interconnecting stories take place with different characters, but they all take place in like the same town, and they all sort of interweave. There's a common element of the rules of Halloween, and there's like a mascot named Sam, who's like this little thing that appears in every story, and it's a very fun movie. This might be a briefer one I've been watching than usual, just because a lot of these movies that I watched a while ago, and thus they're not as fresh in my mind, but I really enjoyed Trick or Treat. It's a fun horror movie. It's not terrifying by any means, but it's good. It has all the horror stuff you might want. It's got werewolves. It's got zombies. It's got a bunch of stuff. Just throws it all at you, and it just has fun with it, and that's what I liked most about it. Just the tone, playful sort of tone. Not like it's a comedy. Like it plays it sort of mostly straight, but it's an entertaining movie that kind of knows it's a little goofy, and that's good, you know. Acting wise, it's good. There's some strong actors in there: Brian Cox, Dylan Baker, Anna Paquin. They're all there. They're good. So yeah, I recommend Trick or Treat. I think it's a fun horror movie if you like horror movies. So the second movie I watched is the 1998 movie directed by Terry Gilliam, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Now, I watched this movie in preparation for The Rum Diary. I had never seen this movie before, so I watched this like the 2 days before I saw The Rum Diary, and I talked about it a little bit in my Rum Diary review, but I really was not a fan of this movie. And if you watch my Rum Diary review, I sort of explained, and I said I would explain it here, so I'm going to try to explain some more. But, yeah, basically, much like The Rum Diary, there's a lot of good ideas there, and there are individual scenes that are great, but they don't add up to like the sum of their parts, I guess. I mean, there's just no narrative at all. Like the movie started, and I was really into like that first opening scene. I love that scene, with just Johnny Depp and Benicio Toro cruising down the highway, picking up Tobey Maguire, and it's a really fun opening. It's very fun for like the first like 20 minutes, and then it just kind of it goes nowhere. I guess it's just there's nothing happening. And I mean, I appreciated the visual style of it all, but it really just doesn't add up to anything storytelling wise. But again, it's a divisive movie. I'd understand if you like it. I'd understand if you don't like it. It's totally dependent. It's just like your opinion, man. It's my Big Lebowski quote for the night. You can take that one to the bank. So that's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. I did not much care for it, and I did not much care for the Rum Diary. But there you have it. I think there's interesting ideas, and it's in certain scenes it's terrific, but overall just not good enough to warrant a recommendation. Unless you're really into it. I could recommend it based on the visual style, or just based on like those certain scenes that work. Maybe just like watch those scenes on YouTube or something. I don't know. But those scenes were great. The opening scene, any scene where they went like crazy. Particularly the scene where they were thinking they were all lizards or whatever. I liked Hunter S. Thompson's cameo. I thought that was pretty cool. I sort of liked the ending, but overall, just not. It didn't add up. There was no narrative flow throughout the movie, and that hurt it a lot. So that's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The third thing I wanted to talk about is the 2006 movie Thank You for Smoking, directed by Jason Reitman, who would go on to direct Juno, Up in the Air, and the upcoming Young Adult, which looks fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that. Thank You for Smoking stars Aaron Eckhart as Nick Naylor, who is a tobacco lobbyist with a son. It's a comedy. It's very funny. I personally think it's Jason Reitman's best movie. It's just a really entertaining time at the movies. I mean, it's not at the movies. It's like you watch a movie. You're not going to the theater to go see this movie, I guess, because it's been out for like 5 years. But you get my point, YouTube. It's all I ask, is that you get my point. Yeah, Aaron Eckhart is hilarious in this movie. He just generally plays like the most repugnant, smug jerk out there, and he makes him likable, and I think that's good. That's hard to pull off, and he does it well. And then all the rest of the cast is fantastic. J.K. Simmons, David Koechner, Katie Holmes. She's good. She's funny in the movie, I guess. There's more, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. But yeah, definitely worth a watch. It's my favorite of the 5 movies I'm talking about today. So that's Thank You for Smoking, directed by Jason Reitman. The 4th movie I want to talk about is the 1989 film Vampire's Kiss. There are no words to describe this movie. I highly recommend people watch this movie. If you don't know, Vampire's Kiss features Nicolas Cage. And I talked about Nicolas Cage in my last What I've Been Watching when I talked about Bad Lieutenant Port of Call New Orleans. And I said that movie was like a great showcase of Nicolas Cage's just caginess, his wacky abilities. This movie's even better. This is Cage to the nth degree. This is Cage incarnate. This is Cage's masterwork. He's amazing in this movie. And I don't mean that like he's amazingly bad or whatever. I mean like he overacts so much, but he puts so much of himself in the role. He's like so into it. And it's incredible to watch, and it's so funny. It's so funny. I mean, it's so funny. I mean, if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, you've probably heard of this movie, but it's hard to come by. You can't get it on disc on Netflix. I never see it in the store or anything. I only saw it because it was available on Watch Instantly for 1 week. Like, it showed up and it was gone November 2nd. So, yeah. So I seized the opportunity. I had to. But all I gotta say, like, if you have the chance, you have to watch this movie. I mean, there are so many scenes that just sent me like in hysterics. It's just so good. Like, if you want to, like, it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And it's not even really supposed to be that funny, but Nicolas Cage is just so into it, and it's so cool. It's really just indescribable. You have to watch it. But I mean, there are scenes. There's a famous Nicolas Cage scene in this movie, the ABC scene, where he gets upset because somebody misfiled something, and he shouts out the whole alphabet because of it. It's just ecstasy. that scene and several other scenes. If you're a Cage fan, this is a movie to check out. And last but not least, the fifth movie I want to talk about is the 2010 documentary Gasland, directed by Josh Fox. I happened to watch this movie in one of my classes, otherwise I probably wouldn't have seen it. But it's very good. I mean, it's it's a documentary. So if you like documentaries, there you go. If you don't like documentaries, well, you probably won't like it because it's a documentary. What are you listening to me for? But it's a really interesting subject. It's about the oil drilling and how that affects the environment and where oil is being drilled in the United States. And it's a pretty intense film. It's definitely something I would recommend people watch, even if they're not totally into documentaries, just because it's an important subject. Definitely, it's a good movie to raise awareness about the subject to people. But yeah, so oil drilling, I mean, obviously, it's a biased film. It's biased. There's no doubt about it. It's biased against oil drilling. But I think it has good reason to be. I don't want to get all political in my Mike Smith film blogs. That's just not my way. It's not how I roll. But, I like the movie. I think it sends a good message. And I think it has an important message. I think it should be, something that people should watch. That's all I'll say about it. Watch it for yourself and judge. But, yeah. So that was Gasland. That's my what I've been watching. That's all 5 movies that I want to talk about today. So, I guess that'll be it for this week. Did I scratch myself? Did I just do that? Man. Sorry about that, YouTube. You just had to look at that. Alright. So, yeah. So I'll be back. I will be back. I'll be doing a double recap of Community from last week's episode and tomorrow's episode. Hopefully this weekend. Definitely this weekend. I have to do this weekend. Otherwise, what's the point? And then I will also, this weekend I'm also doing a double feature of Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene, and J. Edgar. So that should be cool. I'm really looking forward to Martha, Marcy, May, Marlene. I was really looking forward to J. Edgar, and now all the reviews are coming out and not saying it's good, so a little disappointed with that, but I'll have to see it for myself. Yeah, that'll be it for the Mike Smith film blog. So, I'm Mike Smith. You are... Well, I just burped. I think we can end the video right here. Yeah. Later, YouTube.